Hey everybody, Shrike here. My only missing piece to the Akambe team was Inanna, until other units come out. So I went ahead and I grabbed one real quick. There she is. What do you mean that's not Inanna? That's clearly Inanna. Okay, you caught me. It's Xavier. But since we have him, let's take a look at him. He's a breaker. I didn't really have a good breaker before. And I'm not sure I do now anyway, because he's the bottom of the tier list. But he did a lot of work in the recent Per Platypus tournament, so people might be giving him a second chance soon. Let's take a look at his trade, and A, figure out why he's so bad, and B, see if we can make him a little better. His trait is Solo Carry. For each enemy within a range of 2 tiles around Xavier, his attack increases by 4 up to 16%. At the start or end of the turn, if there are enemies within a 1-tile radius around him, he deals an additional 30% physical damage. So A, he wants to be surrounded by enemies, and B, at the beginning or end of the turn, if there's someone near him or adjacent to him, he'll deal some damage to them, which seems pretty good at clearing trash mobs. And he does a lot of AoE, so trash mobs is probably where he's going to shine. Now let's take a look at his ranked skills. Now, as you can see, I didn't even pick one of these yet because I don't think it really matters. After dealing damage on the character's turn, grants 20% lifesteal, and he's got a lot of lifesteal in his kit, which I don't understand. He's not a bruiser. He's gonna be surrounded by enemies, and he doesn't really want allies near him in order to heal him. So I guess it makes sense that he'd have a way to heal himself, but it doesn't seem to make sense for his kit. All of his lifesteal abilities seem out of place. Risky move, physical attack increases by 20%, but physical defense and magical defense are decreased by 15. This will just make him a glass cannon. The lifesteal, I feel like this one, probably. But I'm not even going to use that. And the rank 3, we got Legacy of Comrades. When an ally in battle is defeated, recovers 30% HP for the character, and the character gains increased attack 2, increased physical and magical defense 2 for 3 turns. That's not bad, we know that one. We've seen it on other units. This one is the one that's unique to him. Xavier deals 70% damage to all enemies within 2 tiles around him, generating 40% lifesteal and inflicting no healing received for 2 turns. This goes along with his AoE, which I feel like is what he wants. He wants to get right in the middle of a horde of trash mobs and just nuke them all. So despite the fact that it has lifesteal, I still went with this one. It's unique to him. It's not the generic Legacy of Comrades where we see all over the place. And it puts no healing received on the enemy, which could be useful. Could be very useful. And I don't like the lifesteal theme, but it's going to be helpful. It's tacked onto the ability. It's just gravy, and it's gravy that tastes good. I won't complain about it. At rank 5, we've got his reactions. Indomitable Spirit. For each enemy within 2 tiles before being attacked, decreases the incoming damage by 10%, up to 40%. This fits right in with his get in the middle of a horde of enemies. So this is exactly what you want. Strength activation increases the healing received by 10%. When receiving healing, gains increased damage for 1 turn. I don't like this. It leans more into his lifesteal theme, and if you're going full lifesteal, I can see this, because he'd always have damage 2 up, which might actually be the way to go, but it's not the way I went. I don't like his lifesteal pathway. And Battle Flag of Iria. This is the worst version of the Iria Leader's Aura, I believe. Increases attack by 10% and defense by 20%. It's okay, but it's not the better one. Spear of Iria I think is better. At the start of the round, fully recovers energy and gains speed up 3 for 2 turns. All effects have a cooldown of 5 turns. Now this means at the beginning of the battle, because it has a 5-turn cooldown, so you might get it later on into the battle, and cool, it'll be very useful then, but mainly it's going to be useful right at the start of the battle. You're guaranteed to go first, basically. You'll have full energy and speed up 3. That's 150 speed, yep, for 2 turns. And then you'll have 3 turns off, and then you can proc it again. There's a secret tech with this one that makes him an incredibly unique character. No other character can do what he can with this skill. And I'll tell you about it soon. It almost makes him broken, depending on... I'll get to it. His basic attack is deals 100% physical damage and increases the damage of the next skill by 15. Okay. Deals 100% physical damage and gains 20% lifesteal. Yeah. We like this one. We don't like lifesteal. Then his ultimate, both of these seem good. This one, okay, this one's the knockback. This one did a lot of work in the tournament. Xavier deals 110% damage to all enemies within a 3x1 area in the target direction, knocking them back 2 tiles after attacking. He gains parry and preempt for 2 turns. This is pretty good. Parry, preempt, and knockbacks 2 tiles. Really useful. I don't like that it's just 1 space in front of him. Even if it was a 3x2, I think it would be a solid ability. But because it's so few, I went with this. And that's mainly because of the weapon I have on him. I want more units to be hit. Xavier selects 1 spot within a cross-shaped range around him, charges to the location, and deals 90% damage to all enemies within a 3x4 area in the target direction, and inflicts negative speed 2 for 2 turns. So he's got super speed every 5 turns, and he can inflict reduced speed 2 in a much bigger area. Now, if you want the pushback, absolutely go with this one. I went with this one because of this double-sided halberd. As you can see, I've started up all the way, and I have another one I'm working on here. So I have gotten a lot of double-sided halberds. That was the deciding factor on pulling for the Inanna Xavier banner. I said, if I get Xavier, then at least I've got his best weapon. All starred up, because I cannot stop getting double-sided halberds. It's ridiculous. Oh, it increases his physical attack by 5% for each target hit when attacking, increases damage by 8% of up to 24. Great, this is awesome. The more characters he hits, the higher his damage gets. That's exactly what we want. And the Mavericks Cloak, when there are no allies within 4 tiles around the character. Attack and defense increase by 4, and crit increases by 10. Very good, he wants to be alone. And for that same reason as the halberd, we've got Dream of the Magician, which doesn't say it has to be a spell, so for each additional enemy hit, the damage is increased by 4 up to 12. So his AoE halberd attacks will still count, and then I've got the secret unlock here as well to make it go even higher. So this is his loadout. I got the charge attack, the Indomitable Spirit, Falling Comet Dash, Chaotic Battle, and Spear of Iria. Now, to use him at his full potential, he wants to charge ahead first thing, first turn, first to go, right into the enemy, surround himself all alone, and just start doing AoEs with some lifesteal to keep him alive. That's how you use him. He's really good in PvP. but lacking in other areas. And not even the best in PvP. That's his best place. However, this, in my opinion, is one of his most important skills because of what it allows you to do. Now, if you're not interested in using Xavier on his first turn, that's fine. What's something else you can do on your first turn? You can use a tactic. You can use any tactic you can afford. But the one I'm talking about is Urgent Order. You can speed up another one of your units and give them another energy so that they take turn 2, probably. And that could be the difference between winning or losing a match. You take a slow unit and speed them up to turn 2, and that could be game-changing. I've been using it with Candlelight and Akambe, using it on Candlelight so she goes before Akambe, and using her special mission skill to give him 4 more energy. So then Akambe goes, and he's got tons of energy to work with. Normally, he would go, and he wouldn't have much, and then Candlelight would go, give him his energy, and I'd have to wait for it to go all the way back around. But I can do it immediately on Akambe's turn because Xavier guarantees me turn 1. I can do this every time. And that's one of the overlooked things about Xavier. Other than that, he's underwhelming for a legendary. There are some epic units that are better than him, but I wouldn't say he's useless. He's fun to use, if not the strongest. He's got a lot of AoE, can take down trash mobs. And his aesthetic, especially, is pretty cool. I mean, give him a beard, and I might use him as my avatar. But that's all I have to say about Xavier. Don't overlook his secret tech. I'm gonna fly. If you made it this far, thank you very, very much. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one.